Hi guys, my name is Malik Walsh, and hopefully you get something. I think we're starting right now, actually. My name is Malik Walsh. I'm a teacher in New York. I'm going to show you a little bit about Google Chrome extensions. So let's get started by sharing my screen. And I actually have another window open. And if you want to chat or ask me any questions, feel free to do so, and I'll answer them right there. So a few things. First of all, Google Chrome extensions are a way to enhance your Chrome browser. There's so many different things they can do, and it's not just for educators. It's for educators, but for everyday people as well. The Chrome browser can do amazing things. But basically, I found this actually from a Google pamphlet years back. They called them Superpowers for your web browser, extending the capabilities of the browser. They have the ability to help curate information, create dynamic lessons, screencasts, so on and so forth. So first and foremost, how do you get an extension onto your web browser? Well, type in Chrome Web Store, first link, and you search for them right up here. Okay. And by the way, this presentation, I put a link to it underneath the description of this video. So let's start by adding a very easy extension to use. This one is called Nimbus Screenshot, just to show you how extensions work, and then we'll get into some other ones. Now, if the extension is not added to your browser, it will be in blue, and you press Add to Chrome, and then you press Add Extension. But it's always good to actually click into it and read the reviews first, and to see if there's any recent reviews, if there's been any problems with it. And you always want an extension that's has a lot of ratings, because some of them could be harmful. So always take a look at the reviews and how many stars. But for Nimbus Screenshot, what happens after you add the extension is it appears up here on your browser. So here's my Nimbus Screenshot button right up there. And how it works is you press the extension button, and now you have about 8 different options to take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot of the visible part of the page, just a fragment of the page, a selected area of the page. You can select and scroll down, or the entire page, which would go all the way down here. Delayed screenshot, browser window, blank screen. You can also record videos, but I use a different extension to do that. So I use selected area is the one I always use. You pick any area you want, and the beauty of it is you can edit it. Click the edit button, and you can blur out information you might not want people to see by doing that. That's the blur button right here. You can circle items like this. You can add arrows, and you can pretty much edit this any way you'd like. And when you're done, the beauty of it is you press done, and you can save it right to your device or save it to Google Drive. I always just save it to my device, just rename it Mad PD. And then once it's on your device, you can re-upload it anywhere. So that's just an example of a really easy Chrome extension. Now let's get into some of the Chrome extensions that I think are really, really helpful for educators. The first one I want to show you is called Checkmark. Okay, Checkmark by EdTech Team. So once again, if you're new to this, let me show you how to add the extension to your browser. Remember, you have to be using the Chrome browser. So you go to the Chrome Web Store. I'll do it from the beginning. Just type in Chrome Web Store. Okay. And then type in the word checkmark, singular, not plural. And here it is. What does check mark do? Again, you click into it, you press add to Chrome right up here if it's not already. And then the button will appear up here on your browser. There's the button right there. So with checkmark, if you have a Google Doc, checkmark is an extension to help teachers give feedback on Google Docs. I'm a social studies teacher. I grade a lot of essays. Obviously, one of the things about that is it's extremely time consuming. Checkmark is basically canned comments, and you can customize your canned comments so you can give feedback very quickly and easily for a Google Doc. So here's how it works. You click the checkmark button up here when a Google Doc is open. You make sure it's enabled. And now you press this preview button. And these are all the canned comments. C means start spelling. F, check for fragment, and so on and so forth. That's just your menu. Basically, if you want to highlight text, when you hover your mouse over it, this comes up. F would be check for fragment. Okay. If I wanted to do it right here, evidence needed. I want to make a comment here, check spelling. Want to make a comment here, subject verb agreement. Look how quickly it does that. Now you might be saying, well, where do I find out what the comments are? Again, you click here, you click the preview button. These are all the comments. Here's the beauty of it. You can put anything you want. So let's say Johnny is a slow writer. Slower than a half dead turtle. Obviously, I really wouldn't do that. That's a joke. But if that's what you wanted to put for Johnny, that's exactly what would come up right there. But the real beauty of customizing these canned comments is that you can put positive comments, not just negative comments. When this this extension first came out, it was, you couldn't customize it and all the comments were negative, but if you want to put some positive comments as well, it's really cool. And you press apply, you could add more as well. Again, so that's Checkmark. I think it's an awesome extension, and it's by the EdTech team. And all of these are in my presentation, which is linked. Okay. Speaking of my presentation, which is linked, if you have, oh, look at that. Mrs. Lamb, Checkmark has literally changed my life. You know, I only started using it very, very recently. And I actually really just started using it last month. It's changed my life awesome as well. You're an English teacher. I'm a social studies teacher. Trust me. I grade in New York. We have DBQs. We have thematic essays. It's huge. I love it. So great. And every once in a while, I'm going to click back here just to see if you guys are writing comments. If you have any questions, write them in the chat right here. I'll try to go a little slow because I tend to speak quickly. So again, everything is in my presentation is right here. There's a link to it. And we're going to just go through a few of these extensions. So that's Checkmark. Let me show you another one. This one is called Select and Speak. Okay. So let's use the same doc. Let me just copy and paste a little bit. Copy. Just so we can get some more text on here. So Select and Speak can read any part of any website. It's a text-to-voice extension. So let's go to the Chrome Web Store. This is probably the last time I'm going to show you how to add it. And then half of these I already have added, so we're just going to skip right to how to use it. But again, go to the Chrome Web Store, type in Select and Speak. By the way, there are a lot of these. I shouldn't say a lot. There are, I think, 3 of them that I've tried, and they're all similar. Select and Speak is the one I like the best, but none of them are perfect because they're free. But here's how Select and Speak works. Basically, make sure it's enabled. Hold on. I'll show you how to do that later too. That's a different extension. Select and Speak. Okay, I just enabled it. Basically, all you do is highlight text. It does a bunch of things. Let's start with the easy part. Highlight any text, and then you press the button, and it reads it to the student. Listen up.
German armies captured 5 millones Red Army troops. No puede de protección guaranteed.
Now, hopefully you heard that. In fact, if someone who's watching can write on the comment section whether or not you heard it, if it came through, that was in a different language because you can choose the language. So here's the button up here. Right click the button, go to options. Here's the beauty of select and speak. You can choose different languages. So that was in Spanish. Let's try it in English first. We'll try it again. We'll go to any website. Let's go to this website. Actually, we'll just go back to this for now.
German armies captured 5 million Red Army troops who were denied the protection guaranteed.
Okay, now it just read what we highlighted, but if you press the button.
Operation Barbarossat, German, Unternehmen Barbarossat was the code name for the Axis.
Okay, so that's reading the entire web page. Hopefully you guys heard that. So select and speak can either read the entire web page or it can just read the text that you highlighted. Let's go to Wikipedia so I can show you another example. That was a Google Doc. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, is it just Google Docs? No, it's supposed to be any web page. So let's type in Operation Barbarossa because that's the article we were looking at. I'm a social studies teacher. And I'm going to press the select and speak button. Okay. And here we go.
Frontline strength, initial, frontline strength, initial, total military casualties.
Okay, so it can read the entire web page or just what you highlight. And again, I'm going to show you how to do it in a different language.
Only German forces achieved major victories and not covered.
So how can this be useful in the classroom? So not only can it help students who can't read well, it can help students who are learning another language, whether it's an English language learner or even in another class, such a foreign language class. We have ELL learners in my school that use this, and it reads them the text in Spanish. They're Spanish-speaking students. And we also have actually a couple of Polish as well. So the options are pretty much endless of how you can use this. We'll try it one last time in Spanish so you can hear it again. Okay, hold on.
And Barbarossa proved a turning point in the fortunes of the Third Reich. 27 most importantly, the operation opened up the...
So that is select and speak. It's really, really awesome extension. It's free. It is a freemium. I think after a while you may have these extensions, FYI, I'm not an expert with all of them because there's so many of them and they're always changing. As far as I know, I'd have to double check. Select and speak is free, but you pay a premium for more options. And a lot of these extensions, most of them are all free, or if you're a teacher, you can get it for free. So that's select and speak. Here's another extension. And by the way, again, if you guys have any questions, you can write them in the chat room as we go along here. So we have select and speak. We went over check mark. There's so many of them. Let's try out one that I just started using 2 days ago for the first time called remote for slides. Pretty simple. How many of you have a clicker when you do presentations or a Google Slides presentation? You go to Best Buy, you buy a $40 clicker. Maybe it broke, maybe it ran out of batteries, maybe it just doesn't work. The one I just bought doesn't work, by the way. And now for free with your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, you have a slide presentation clicker. Pretty awesome. So here's how it works. Make sure the extension is added to your browser. Again, it's called Remote for Slides. Okay. And now, whenever you open up a presentation, take a look at this right here. It says Present with Remote. Okay. So you click Present with Remote, and what happens is this screen pops up, and you have 2 pieces of information to use your phone to use it as a clicker. This website right here, you have to go to with your phone. So actually, I'm going to do that now. I'm on my phone. I'm going to go to this website. What is it? S.lim. There we go. It came up right away. I guess I just used it yesterday. That's why. And then you enter this code. 426 626. Now, I'm holding my phone. In fact, you know what? I'm going to stop sharing the screen so I can show you. Let's go back up here for a second. Show you my phone. This is what the clicker looks like. And it works. I'll show you right now. I'll show you how it works right now. Back to here. And there you go. I'm not, just so you know, I'm not using the mouse. I'm clicking this with my phone. It's that simple. When you're done, you can click this. Let me hide this. You can click this little, you can stop remote. We're just going to press stop remote. So again, nifty little extension. And I love it. I just used it yesterday when I did a presentation. I couldn't find my my real clicker. Actually, it broke. I did find it. So that's called Remote for Slides. Again, they're all in this presentation, and the link to this presentation is underneath my description. So that's Remote for Slides. Let's check out another one. Let me just X out of here first. Open editor. There we go. Okay. So this one is called Talk and Comment. Actually, no, we'll do Draftback first. Draftback, I love. It's an extension that works with Google Docs. So again, if you have an English teacher listening, or really any teachers who do a lot with Google Docs, here it is, called Draftback. Here's what its purpose is. Its purpose is to be able to play you almost like a video of all of the revisions done on a Google Doc since the Google Doc was created, almost like in a video form. When you add it, here's the button up here. It says Draftback. When it's enabled, you have this button right here. Anytime you open up a Google Doc, this button will appear. It says Draftback 43 revisions, right? What's supposed to do, and here's where it gets a little weird. It's a little glitchy. You press the button. It's supposed to render a video, which it did, by the way. It worked this time. Sometimes it doesn't work. It renders a video of all the revisions done on the document since it started. And the idea behind it, actually, let's play it from the beginning. The idea behind it is students should be able to take a look at their own revisions as they did it in real time. Okay, hold on. That's not what I use it for, though. Here's why I use Draftback, and I think it's a really, really, really cool tip. I hope you're listening. I use Google Classroom in my social studies class. If I have an assignment that's 2 pages long, and Johnny hands the assignment in, and it says 500 revisions up here, and then Samantha hands the same exact paper in, and it says 3 revisions, I immediately know, without even looking at revision history, that Samantha copied and pasted. Because there's no way she could have done a 3-page paper with 43 revisions. In fact, there's no way I could have written this with 43 revisions, and I didn't. I copy and pasted this from Wikipedia. A real Google Doc this long, a page and a half long, would have a few hundred revisions. And sure enough, if you go to revision history and you look at May 4th at 3:38, here's what it looked like. At 3:39, it looked like that because I copied and pasted. But instead of going through all the trouble at looking at revision history, you can take a look at this button right here, and it tells you how many revisions were done on the paper, and you will immediately know whether or not it was copy and pasted. Now, again, the purpose of this is not to play ha-ha gotcha to your students. I don't do that. I actually tell the students beforehand that I have this tool, and it prevents them from copying and pasting. The first few times they may get caught, they realize I can tell by looking at the amount of revisions they did. And it's really been a preemptive measure, I would say, to prevent students from copying and pasting. Wow, there you go. Has helped me catch more than one plagiarizer. That's pretty cool. So I'm not the only one who uses it, apparently. Excellent, excellent tool. It's called Draftback, and there it is. going to go through these a little more quickly. I know I think I'm only supposed to be speaking between 15 minutes and a half hour. So this presentation has lots and lots of extensions on it. Let me show you another one called Talk and Comment. There's a couple of different extensions that do what Talk and Comment does. I believe Read and Write for Google has something similar, and Kaizena add-on has something similar. I used to use Kaizena. I like Talk and Comment a little better. Talk and Comment makes voice notes, and I use it for Google Docs. Here's how. Sort of like checkmark. This time, if I want to put a comment, but I want to record my voice, Talk and Comment does that. Here's how. Let me enable it first, and I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to refresh this page. It's pretty awesome, actually, and the kids like it too. I can put voice comments on this Google Doc by clicking the Talk and Comment button right here. It's now recording my voice. Johnny, you did an excellent job. I press the check mark. It renders a URL immediately. It's already copied. I press OK. And now I'm going to paste it here. And look what happens. Watch. I press play.
Now recording my voice. Johnny, you did an excellent job.
And there you go. Voice comments for feedback for English teachers who are creating essays, social studies teachers. I don't know why I keep saying English and social studies. Clearly, it can be used for any subject. I'll show you how it works one more time, and then I'll give you some other ideas that I just recently heard. Let's say I want to comment on this. First, I would record it. Here's the button. This is an excellent essay. However, it's clearly copied and pasted from Wikipedia. Besides that, it's great. Now watch. As simple as pasting it into the comment section of a Google Doc. And now press play.
This is an excellent essay. However, it's clearly copied and pasted from Wikipedia. Besides that, it's great.
So a few things about this, and if you have questions, please write them here. Number one, the student and the teacher both have to have Talk and Comment enabled. So you can put all the voice comments you want. When you send this Google Doc back to your student, they also have to have the extension enabled in order then to get this little play button. So as long as you both have it enabled, they press play and they hear the teacher's voice. And my students really loved it. I think it's great if you want to give detailed, lengthy feedback instead of quick little snippets, such as what checkmark does, like check spelling, check for fragment, repetitive. You want to give a nice long voice comment, use Talk and Comment. Furthermore, over the weekend, I just heard that some kindergarten and first grade teachers are using it in the opposite manner. The students, the children, are using Talk and Comment to ask questions and or comments, and in even some instances in the place of writing. And then the teachers listen to the kindergarten's voice. So it goes both ways. It's really, again, the possibilities of what you can do with it are pretty endless. I love Talk and Comment. So that's Talk and Comment. Again, voice comments. Oh, one last thing. It doesn't just work for Google Docs. You can record it. You can paste this URL anywhere, including on a Facebook post, social media posts. And as long as the extension is enabled on the person's browser, they can listen to a voice comment right then and there. So it really is a pretty cool extension. So that's Talk and Comment. How about Screencastify? Screencastify is my favorite. Let's go over it really quickly right now. And I'll do maybe one more after this or two more. Screencastify is great for flipped learning, flipped classroom. It's great for anything. It's, to make a long story short, a screencast is pretty much exactly what I'm doing right now, except right now we're using YouTube Live or Google Hangouts, which kind of merged. And then it goes on to a YouTube channel. Screencastify is even easier. It records your computer screen and makes a video of it, and then you can play this video back for your students or vice versa. So here's how it works. Enable it on your web browser, And then here it is up here. You press the button and you just press record. It's that easy. And we'll try it right now. We're going to make sure your microphone is on. Here's my voice. We're going to record the desktop. We're going to press record. Press share.
3, 2, 1.
And right now it's recording this presentation. Screencastify is recording this presentation. We're going to go through it, yada, yada, yada. We're going to exit. We're going to press stop recording. And now what happens is a brand new window opens up. I'm going to press pause. So listen carefully. This is how it works. When you add Screencastify to your Chrome browser, it automatically creates a folder in your Google Drive called Screencastify. The minute you stop recording, it automatically saves your video in your Screencastify folder in Google Drive, which is awesome. So right off the bat, you can copy that link right here or view it in Drive right there. Now remember, if you want to share that video, you have to make the video public, just like any item you have in Google Drive. You have to make, so let me just show you how that works. Basically, if this is the video, we press share, advanced, it's private right now, you'd want to make it public. Okay, but there's something even better that I want to show you. I'm digressing a bit here. The cool part about Screencastify, first of all, we want to rename it. Let's call this Mad PD. Okay, save it. You can immediately share it to your YouTube channel, which is what I love about it. You click this share button up here. It's automatically filled in YouTube, your channel. If you're logged into a Gmail account, you have a YouTube channel already. You press upload, and it automatically uploads it to YouTube. And here's the beauty of it as well. You can make it private, unlisted, or public. Unlisted or public is usually what students or teachers do, obviously, if you want people viewing it. But if you can do this with your own home videos as well. I have home videos of my children. I have it on a private YouTube channel. It's like a free video storage. You press upload, and it immediately goes to your YouTube channel. It's how I conduct all of my online classes. I also teach online classes, edtechnologyspecialist.com. There's my shameless little plug. And it's how we do most of our tutorials. We use Screencastify. So it's an amazing tool. See if there's any questions so far. So there's Screencastify. We're going to delete this video right now. One thing about the Screencastify, it's completely free. You have a limit of about 50 videos, 50 per month. And each video has to be at least 10 minutes or less, at most 10 minutes. It's got to be 10 minutes or less. Here's another extension called Extensity. It's basically, here's what happens. You start adding all of these extensions, as you can see up here on my browser. The more extensions you start adding, the slower your browser becomes, right? So this is where Extensity comes in. Extensity is an extension. This is it right here. It looks like the yin-yang. When you add this and you click it, you get a drop-down menu of every extension on your browser, but you can enable and disable them as you see fit. If your browser is too slow, let's disable Padlet Mini. Let's disable Select and Speak, Talk and Comment, and we'll leave the rest for now. And that's it. It's that simple. Extensity. You click this button right here. The ones that are grayed out are disabled. And if you click it again, I just enabled EasyBib. There it is. I disable EasyBib. It's gone. I'm going to enable it again. FYI, if you want to take it off your browser, not disable it, but delete it, you have to go here, more tools, extensions, and now you're not disabling it like this, you're removing it. So that's a big difference, okay? So that's called Extensity. I teach online classes too and use it all the time. Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad you do. I'm reading Miss Lamb. I'm reading your comment. I hope you don't mind. Screencastify is probably my favorite, just because, I mean, I'm not rambling on and on about it right now, but you can use your imagination. There's so many ways you can use, or your students can use Screencastify. My students use Screencastify for authentic assessment to show their work. Instead of just doing some sort of Google Slides project, now they can use Screencastify to record themselves talking over the notes or talking over Google Slides, putting it on YouTube, and showing it to the class. That's one example of Screencastify that I love. I'm glad you like it as well. Let me show you. It's 8:30, so we've been doing this for a half hour. Just without even looking at this slides presentation, I mean, I can show you forever all of these, but I can just look at my Extensity toolbar right here and take a look. Bit.ly, that's the URL shortener. Checkmark EasyBib, I'll show you that. And I'll show you, and that's right. I'm going to show you EasyBib, and then I'm going to stop because I don't want to talk too much. EasyBib I love. It is what it sounds like. Bibliography, bib for bibliography, so maybe it doesn't sound like it. Bib as in bibliography. And here's how it works. Let's say I live in New York, so we have the New York Times, the New York Post. The New York Post is usually a ridiculous headline that you get a chuckle out of. What they're known for. Those of you who are not from New York, the Post is known for its headlines. This isn't a good one, but okay. So let's just line maybe a little more lighthearted than some of this. So let's say you're a student and you want to cite this online article, right? I enabled the EasyBib toolbar. Here it is. I'm going to click it once. And actually, what it does is two things. A, it can cite any source, and that's the key. I'm going to show you a couple of things. Any source on the internet. That's what I love about it. Online photograph, all sorts of things. But it can also give you a credibility rating. I don't really use this, the credibility rating, so you can explore it on your own time. I've talked about it in the past with students, but let's cite this article. Click Cite on EasyBib. Let me exit out of this. Cite on EasyBib, and a window pops up. And here's where it gets cool. Anything that EasyBib thinks it knows, it tries to fill in the information, as much information as it can by itself. So, for instance, it already filled in website title, New York Post, publisher, New York Post, URL, electronically published, May 6, 2018, date accessed, May 17th. It's pretty cool. It already filled all that stuff in, but it does not always fill everything in, and that's another reason why I kind of like it. It forces the students to give a little bit of effort. It doesn't just do everything for them. So for an author, you put the first and last name in. I don't know who the author is. I really don't feel like looking at this point. It doesn't matter. For the purposes of this tutorial, let's just say it's John Doe, okay? And here's, I think, where it gets cool. Article title, waterline breaks floods on hellish Carnival cruise. Source type, take a look at this. It automatically filled in content published originally on a website, which is great. However, drop down. And each format's different. Blog post, it can cite a blog post, an ebook, a digital image, amazing. Online magazine, online newspaper, mailing list, news group, and then it gets really crazy. A Bible found online, an advertisement online, a dissertation, a map found online, a TV or radio program, a thesis, a scholarly project, and so on and so forth. All of these things it can cite. A YouTube video it can cite. So let's leave it as what it published as, content published originally on website. You press Create Citation, and what happens is it takes you, this is just an advertisement pop-up. After you press Create Citation, you go view bibliography. I'm going a little fast, I apologize. On here, you click View Bibliography. It takes you to the EasyBib website. And here it is, right? John Doe, waterline breaks, floods rooms, blah, blah, blah. And you can edit it, or you can copy it and paste it. So usually what the students will do is they will just copy this and then paste it onto a different Google Doc. But I mean, you can copy it. There's a paid version too. So the free version, for instance, the free version is MLA format. I believe that you have to pay if you want to switch versions, like APA. Yep, I was correct. So the cool part is if you need that, you can pay a premium, and you can do MLA, Chicago, APA. But if not, at least for free, you get the MLA citation, and you get as many as you want. Let me show you something different really quick. Let's do, I don't know, let's go, I'm just typing anything in at this point. Biologics license applications. All right, let's say I want to cite this. Set an EasyBib. Okay, content originally published on the website, so on and so forth. You fill it in. Let's say it's an online magazine instead. Redirecting you to the appropriate form. That's what I love about it. Depending on what your source type is, there's different information you have to fill out. Okay, so again, that's called EasyBib, and it's another Google Chrome extension. All right, I'm going to answer some questions right now. I know Miss Lamb, you're like my biggest fan, so I thank you for that. I know there's 6 people watching, but you're really asking some good questions. So let me kind of wrap this up, guys, and then I'll answer some questions. Hopefully we can talk a little bit, and if not, that'll be the end of it. But just so you know, this presentation is, there's a link to it underneath the video, and there's tons of other extensions on here. So I want to let you know that. Now, let's see what the questions you had. Oh, EasyBib, awesome. Do I know if the two work together? It says, okay, good question, Miss Lamb. I just went to a conference yesterday in New Hampshire, by the way, and the EasyBib add-on for Google Docs, most librarians, the librarian that I work with on Long Island uses that, and then there was a librarian who gave a presentation yesterday and said she uses that as well. She also happened to say that the EasyBib add-on for Google Docs is going away. I don't know why, and I don't know if that's true, but it's probably true. Now you asked if they work together. It's the same company. I hope the EasyBib Chrome extension is not going away. I heard that the EasyBib Google Doc add-on is going away. But personally, I like the Chrome extension better because you can cite anything on the internet, right? Think about it. I could be on a CNN, well, now I have to give all 3 to be politically correct. A CNN, a Fox News, or an MSNBC website, and any website in the world, and EasyBib will help the students cite it. For the Google Doc add-on, I never even used it. I'll do it live with you right now, but it's less versatile. I know that. Here it is, first one right here. So it's the same company. They're both really, really cool. I just think that the Google extension, the Chrome extension, can do a bit more. That's just my opinion on it. So other questions as I do this live, just type them right up in there. I love the add-on because it creates the works cited page for you. Ah, so there you go. You know more about it than me. So the add-on creates the works cited page for you. Okay, that makes sense. Whereas if you use the extension, you have to copy and paste the stuff onto a different sheet. So that's cool, though. It's good to know. Obviously, they're both a little different. Oh, look at that. Add bibliography right to your doc. Understood. Understood. Miss Lamb, I wish you were here live. I should give you the live link so we could talk for everyone. That's cool, though. So better for the Google Doc. Adds the bibliography right to the doc. Nice. Any other questions? I'm going to actually stop sharing my screen for a second so you can actually see my face again. It's almost 9 o'clock at night here in New York, and I had a very long day. My name is Malik Walsh. I want to tell you again. I'm also the founder of a company called Ed Technology Specialists, and we teach online classes. I have to tell you about that. And one of them is called Google Chrome Extensions. They're graduate classes, actually. So for teachers who need credits for a pay raise or for relicensure, we offer that as well. So pretty much teachers all over the country, Ohio, New York, Massachusetts, take our classes. And you can get our website underneath this video as well. But that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And email me if you have any questions. I'm sure this video will get a lot more views as the days come. It was fun sharing this stuff with you. And if you have any questions about extensions, I'm not an expert with all of them, but there's a lot more extensions I know about. And you can email me and I can give you some ideas for different things you're trying to get done. So thank you so much. And this Mad PD, by the way, very, very cool. We had thousands of people all day long, and I was so happy to be a part of it. So Miss Lamb, email me, please, because we have to connect. And everyone else watching, thank you as well. All right, let's see if I can actually figure out how to end this. And I'm going to end it now. Bye-bye.